How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be fitting a K-brace to the Corsa. It's from Bath Motorsport. I'll put their Instagram page up here, and I'll make sure I leave a link in the description for their website. It didn't cost me that much. They had a discount on it. It was about, I think I paid £100 delivered for it. That's like I said, they had a 25% discount, which they always do discounts, so make sure you keep an eye on their page if you think about getting one for yourself. Now, I do already have a brace in my boot. It's like just a solid one, like the top one, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to be changing that out for this K-brace. So I've never fitted one before, so this is going to be like a how-to guide. It's going to be like a vague sort of guide for you guys to do it, if that makes sense. So I don't want to say this is how you do things. I've never done it before, so you basically just see what I do, and if you fit one yourself, do your own sort of own way. But I'll try and show you the vague way of doing it, and basically the way I'm going to fit the actual brace myself. So you've got to drill parts of the car and stuff like that. So, but hopefully it goes okay. So let's make a start. Right then, guys, these are the tools you are going to need. You're going to need an 18mm spanner and a 17mm spanner. This is basically for the bolt and nut for the riv nuts. Obviously the bottom one is an 18mm which you hold, and then you do up the 17mm when you obviously turn it in. You're going to need a 13mm drill bit, so I've got a couple, and obviously various other drill bits to start the hole a little bit smaller and then obviously getting bigger. Then to remove the Torx, it's a T30 out of the where the seatbelt bolts into, where you bolt the brace to. And now you will need a 6mm Allen key, either an Allen key or actual socket itself. So I'll use both, because the one on the passenger side you can't really get in with a socket, so you need to use an Allen key to do it up. And the bolt, obviously when you're doing it up, it's a 13mm, and obviously various extensions. So that's basically the toolkit you're going to need, guys. Obviously a drill, smaller drill bits, the 13mm drill bits, and all these tools. So I hope that helps you out for when you're going to start. Right then, as you can see, I've already got a brace in. It's just a strut brace across, obviously across the top, and it's come down to the middle. So you're going to have to cut around here once your brace is fitted. I'm kind of hoping that the brace is going to sit in the same sort of position where I've cut it, but I'll obviously find out once I fit the new brace. Now, if you've got a Corsa VXR and you haven't got the spare wheel, you're going to have one of these pumps. Now, as you can see, the pump will usually sit further forward on yours. If you don't have any brace or anything, you'll have the pump that sits there, and you'll have the cable for the pump and like the tyre weld stuff. So what I've done is I chopped that off and left this here, and then for the other side I obviously put it in here. So that's the cable and obviously the tyre weld, which is completely pointless. It's down there, you can see. So I took that in there. So you've got obviously still get your pump here all connected, no problems, and obviously put your leads and stuff there out of the way. So basically you pull this out, just basically pull it all apart, just cut the bit as much as you need. As you can see, I think I've cut down here. So this was sitting in that position at some point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this bar out now, because on the new fittings it seems like they do fit in a different position. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to take this off first, and then hopefully I can show you guys how it all goes together. So we'll go from there. Right then, as you can see, I went for the yellow one mainly to match my brakes, and yellow's a bit better than blue, like just a bit stand out. You get these two little U brackets with it. Obviously you got your riv nut inserts, which I'll show you how to use once I get it all sorted. And so the nuts and bolts you're going to need, that's in the pack. You also get some stickers, so you want to put a sticker on top of there or whatever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and leverings. Obviously I've got the old brace out. I'll just pull this out of the way. Probably not the best, but the pump's rubbish anyway. So yeah, I just left that hanging out the way because I couldn't bother to faff around getting this plug off. So I've undone all this now. The two bolts, but like I said, I've got a feeling it might be going to that one, but I'm not too sure. So I'm going to place the brace in now, because it's sort of at an angle, so sort of flush against here, and we'll go from there. I'll be about to sort of get a vague idea where it's supposed to line up. Right then, it's sort of in position now. So it does actually go onto the seat mountings here on either side, so it's a further forward one, and it's a bit of a headache to get in. What I found is it's best to, when you're fitting it, get it across the top, this bit here, pull it in here as much as you can, and it gives you sort of enough leeway to turn the other side in, if that makes sense. So like when you're fitting it in, just put that top in there as far in there as you can, or maybe at an angle, and once you get it in deep enough, it gives you enough leeway that side so you can push it in. So now what I'm going to do, now I've got a sort of a vague idea how it goes in, I'm going to put those U brackets onto here, just so it's sort of fitted in a certain position, and then I'm going to maneuver it so I know where to, because I've got to drill 2 holes, you see, for the riv nuts to go in, and I need to make sure it's completely flat on the floor, and there's not going to be any issues or anything in the way. So I want to do that now and then go from there. Now in the kit you do get bolts for these to go in here. I assume they're a bit longer so they clear, obviously they take into account the thickness of this bracket. You need to put this in first, and in theory you're just gonna have to tighten that in first before you obviously put this in, and then obviously there's 2 holes there, and obviously that the bolt will just slide through, so you need to put that in. I'm assuming it's that way. I can only assume so anyway. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think, because obviously you need to sort of know what position it needs to be in before you obviously slot this in as well, and put the bolt through that side through these 2 holes here. So I'll get back to you on this, guys, and then we'll go from there. Right then, I've got it in some sort of position. I've put these hangers straight on both sides, and now this one looks all right here. Only thing is this hole here, no matter where I try and sort of position, it's going to go straight through the seam seal of the boot. But I don't know what else I can really do about that, because it won't move back enough onto here to sort of sit on this flat bit here. So it's going to be going in that little groove in there. It's going to go straight through the seam sealer. So I'm a bit stuck on that one, guys. So I'm going to try and figure something out, because I don't really want to go through that. But I've got a feeling I might have to. But it's literally right. See on this, I don't know if you can see on this lip here, guys. Right there, it's like the edge is sitting on that. Right. It's an awkward one, but I will figure it out. Don't worry about that. Just need to try and think. Right, bear with me, guys. Right then, I've sort of figured it out. I've just moved it forward a smidgen on here. It's still going to go through the seam seal, but it's not going to be on this sort of like ridge bit here. So it's going to be dead in there. So I'm going to drill a hole through there, but it's going to be a bit sunken a little bit, but the bolts are quite long. This one's flat on here, isn't it? It must be the design of the boot. It's like there's more of a gap, sort of like there, can you see? In there, compared to if you go to that side, there's a gap there, but it stops sort of like there, and so it's like a flat hole, like a flat surface compared to this one. So right, next thing I need to do is I'm going to have to bust a drill out and start drilling a hole. So they say you mark it first and then drill it, or center punch it and then use like a smaller drill, then go from there. However, I've also seen people, they'll put like because the hole you need to make is a 13mm, but what I'm going to do is I'll start with a smaller one, so like a 10 or 11mm, drill through there so I know it's in line with that, where that is, and the same on that side. Then I'll take it, well, I won't drill it all the way through, I'll start drilling it, and then I'll remove the brace and then carry on drilling, so at least then I know that the hole is where it's supposed to be. Because if it's off at all, it's just going to provide me a load of problems. So I'm going to start doing that now, get the drill out, drill my car. I just unplugged this in the end. I managed to just press a lever and unplugged it so it's sort of out the way. Well, I say out the way, but you know what I mean, guys. Right then, I've sort of made holes where, well, I started making the holes where they need to be. So you can see that one's from the flat surface there, and that's sort of on the seam sealer-ish, but still obviously on the steel underneath. So you just go into the seam sealer a little bit, just to bear that in mind, guys, when you do come to fit one. But it's on the flat surface, so I'm really hoping that it'll be all right. Right then, that's been a nightmare. Obviously, once you get your kit, you get little riv nuts. Once you've drilled your hole, you get this like little bolt thing with a smaller bolt on it. What you need to do is you need to turn this top bolt and hold that bottom bolt. So as you're turning it, it's crushing the riv nut into position, in the position you need it, and that should, in theory, lock it into position. So I'll do that now and then see if it's all right. Right then, I've just done that. As you can see, it's stuck into position, so that ain't going anywhere now. So now to test fit the brace and make sure it fits on all bolts and okay. So, well, hallelujah. I've drilled the bolts in the right position. Everything seems to be lined up as well as I can see. Oh, guys, that was You see the sweat coming off me. That was an absolute nightmare. Trying to drill through that steel is really difficult, and obviously because of the position of that, especially that left one, because it's on that slight groove, so you have to sort of cut away at the all the silicon sealer stuff and that like that. But I've managed to get it in, so I'm going to put it all down now and see what you see. I'll show you again once it's all bolted up and that lot. So fingers crossed it all holds in position when I'm doing it up. Right then, guys, as you can see, the brace is in, solid, and it moving anywhere. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna have to vacuum all this out now from when I've obviously been drilling it, and I'm gonna try and put the carpet in. Also, maybe you guys remember saying at the beginning of the video, they're close, but yeah, they're not gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to trim, I think, a little bit more out of there. So if you've got one of these braces on and you've already cut your cover, we'll have to take a little bit more out of it. Someone's get a file or something on that for now. Just so it'll, I mean, it's close, it's almost there, but it's just not quite in. So, and I've got to try and figure out the carpet as well. So I might just put some slits in it or something, just so it'll go under and clear the bark brace itself, so it'll go underneath. Well, that's a plan anyway. So, but yeah, guys, I'm happy. Huge thanks to BAF Motorsports, or BAF Motorsports. Put that little sticker on there as well, because they give you a couple of little stickers, and they give you a little air freshener. I don't think I'll put it in my car, but it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So, but yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to put the carpet back in now, and then once it's all back together, I'll update the video. Right then, as you can see, I've got the carpet in, and the biggest pain was trying to get it under here. I basically cut 2 slits down here to get past, obviously, the bar here, but because your carpet has all insulation underneath, I don't know if you can really see, it's sort of this, it makes it getting under here a bit of a challenge, but you just have to keep pushing it, hitting it down, and it does eventually go in, so it all seems all right. I have actually took the car out for a drive, and you can tell the difference. You can tell it's out. It's not like a placebo sort of effect sort of thing, but you can tell it's there 100%. The back end definitely feels more solid, so I'm over the moon with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe if you're new. Drop a like, so I really appreciate that, and I'll see you on the next one.